Some say Black Lives Matter.
Mm-hmm.
Some say all lives matter.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts?
I can't remember which eyebrow it's on. I have All Lives Matter tattooed on my face. I got it tattooed 2 years ago before it was trendy to even say it. And I'm glad you asked that question. And I'm gonna say this, look straight into the camera and say this. Listen, I have Caucasian partners who's dealing with the same oppression. I got Hispanics, brown, pink, purple, you name it. Man, I think division is one of the biggest issues in this world, period, whether it be classism, sexism, whatever the case may be. Yeah, I'm definitely rocking with. I think absolutely every life matters, no matter the grade of the skin. And just going back to the division, man, the divided has to stop fighting the divided one day. We have to actually link up and try to turn around and figure out who divided us. That's the real enemy. The poor is so busy killing the poor, and the rich it's everybody's dealing with adversity. Everybody's dealing with issues. Everybody got a relative that's going through it. Man, we definitely got to kill the division. I think that's one of the most played out plays of this era, man. It's 2016 already. Like, we advancing so much in the world, but we're still dealing with old school problems. So, man, I definitely think I'm going on record. Everybody matters. Sure, I get some backlash, but it is what it is. I'm transparent. I'm a stand-up dude. So, I stand by that. But like I said, man, I had that tattoo over 2 years now on my eyebrow. And it's funny, a lot of people miss that. Because I see people get flack all the time for it on the internet. But I'm like, man, I do seminars like weekly. Nobody ever questioned me about mine. So I don't know if they're missing it or they just like, they're going to give me a pass. But no, man, absolutely every life matters. I think about those babies that are a great president. They bomb their villages every week. I think about those babies. So, no, man, everybody matters to me.
When you say division, are you talking about classism or are you talking about some different type of division?
It's so many levels of division, whether it be monetary, whether it be your skin color, your sexual preference. Man, it's so many, and it's so played out. Like, I just want to remind everybody, man, we all humans. I cannot get pissed at any of my neighbors and move to another planet. No, I'm going to be your neighbor no matter how the chips fall. Another thing that we all got in common, we all derive from a woman. I don't have any homies or any partners who are aliens. We all come from a common place. So, like I said, man, I think now it's more important than ever just to link up, man, and focus more on being a good human rather than, the decent black guy or the cool white guy, whatever the case may be, man. Just focus on being a better human.
Now, speaking of the division, why do you think that it is at the stage it is at currently in 2016? Do you think that the United States and the times is just moving too fast for the old rules to, I guess, get in sync with the new wave or new ways of thinking of the 2016 generation? Or do you think, what do you think?
I think you made a great point. I think we do have to, just going back to the unlearn and relearn, the movement that I started, I think we do have to break the ways of old. A lot of us are still carrying on that hatred, whether it be black or white. A lot of people are inheriting issues from 70 years ago and carrying them on to now. Man, one of the biggest things, and I think it's been a great tool, but it bothers me, social media. Social media gives people with no resolutions, but a gang of problems, the power to just regurgitate the problem. It's just like a sword they keep picking at. They keep reposting the same nonsense. I'm sorry, let me not say nonsense. But they keep reposting things that further create division, things that further create hate, things that further just bring especially a racial divide. And social media has given people that power. So I definitely think people need to unadapt, to the rules of the old, white and black, Asian, Spanish, all of us. And we got to stop giving so much time to people who got a gang of problems and no resolutions. Like, we know the world is effed up. That we know. Adversity was here before we left. Was here before we got here. It's here while we're here. It's going to be here when we leave. All you can control is how you react to it. So if you just constantly, looming over it and just sitting in it and just want to keep talking about how terrible the world is, then I think those people are part of the problem as well. Start dropping some solutions. Start telling people how they can overcome the adversity rather than, how fucked up life is because they're just stuck here.
Now, you mentioned social media and regurgitation and stuff like that. What is your feeling of rap music?
Oh, rap music.
Is that doing the same as social media, or do you see it differently? Playing into the topic we're talking about here.
I do believe some of it is. I can't say there should be a responsibility, but I think as a man that, once you develop a certain, it's some of, like, as a rapper, I know when you hit that cult following point. Like, when they're hanging on to every word. And I think there has to be some type of responsibility in there as a man. And just a lot of the imagery, a lot of the messages that are put out, I would simply sit down and ask these people, would you recommend your daughter dealing with a man that, tells her to, do X, Y, Z as you stated on record? Or, would you advise your son, bust down blocks and, if he get disrespected, he up in the AK and things of that nature. And, one of the things that bothers me most about especially rap is, like I said, man, I speak from a place of experience. I shot 2 people. I'm not even gonna say I sold drugs. I was a terrible crack dealer. Like, I had crack and I failed miserably. Like 13 days later, had to go get a job. I speak from a place of experience, man. I'm never going to champion shooting. I've been there. Like, I hyperventilated just how Jody did in Baby Boy. I know what it's like to, see those bullets actually go into somebody's flesh from 2 feet away and they start screaming. So, man, one of the biggest lines, man, I love, that Jay, where I'm from, and what Jay said on that, you did it, you couldn't talk about it if you didn't live it. And I think rap need gatekeepers. I think hip hop needs gatekeepers. I think if you, Pimp, man, was one of my favorite philosophers, and I say philosopher outside of rap, like I could listen to Pimp talk all day. But man, Pimp would say that, man, just share with them what comes after you kill somebody. Share with them what comes after you get caught with those bricks. And a lot of times you can't share what happens because you haven't done it. So stop perpetuating the message that, you won't want your little 3-year-old to grow up and doing 15 years. You don't want him slinging no blocks or killing nobody about disrespect. So I definitely think, just getting back to your question, man, I definitely think hip-hop needs gatekeepers. We need, and one of the biggest things I think my generation missing, there's no OGs out here. There are no big dogs who be like, nah, we're not having it. Go in the house and try again. Come back outside. People like Trick, man. I think we need a Trick in like every state. Like a big dog will be like, nah, it ain't going. We ain't having it. Or Snoop. The OGs, those older heads. We need some in Florida. We need them everywhere. But I definitely think the game needs gatekeepers.
Now, you talked about the divide, and you talked about problems pointed out. And resolutions/solutions.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we see the problem, there's a divide. Do you personally have resolutions or solutions to the divide problem?
Yes, I do. Like I said, just going back, one of the things that helped me overcome a lot of the biasness I felt or things of that nature was, man, be open to different perspectives. I think that's, it seems so simple, but it's something, so many people are closed-minded. So many people live in a box, and they don't open themselves to different information. I have people all the time that get at me because I don't have hatred to homosexuals. I embrace them. They're humans. But it took me actually sitting down and politicking with them at one point, or people of that lifestyle, just to really understand, like, bro, the only difference we got is that when the lights go off, I hang out with somebody different. But other than that, I'm a stand-up dude. I work, I grind for my family. I got beliefs, I got morals, things of that nature. So, man, I think there's a lot of people that speak against it, man. I think integration is a beautiful thing. I think we need to continue integrating. I think if we kicked it with each other more often, we would actually understand each other's plights. And then we would start to realize just how much we got in common. Like, man, I met Officer T. Norman. Man, that's one of the best spirits I ever been around. Like, that dude just got a look and a voice and a smile that just make you laugh as soon as you meet him, man. But he's one of the coolest. Even where I work, like, my pop's been there 29 years, man, but he's one of the coolest. When I'm doing seminars and we in the bottom of the hood, he's there. I mean, actually, he's from Grant Projects in Manhattan, so, right there in Harlem. He comes from that, but, man, I think people just got to step outside of themselves. It's almost 8 billion people, I believe, on the earth. We are not raised the same. It's okay to, have knowledge of other cultures and to be integrated. And like I said, once we start bringing that integration in and being open to other perspectives and ideologies, we'll really start to see just how much we got in common.
Now, you make it sound so simple, and in 2 minutes or 3 minutes, you answer that question about fixing the divide, but what are some specific examples more so that this theory of yours can come into fruition instead of just being a hypothetical thing we're talking about here?
Right. Okay, number one, I'm gonna tell you something I did. My daughter's mother, she was dealing with a woman at one period. So I just simply got with her one day and I was like, hey, I want to kick it where you kick it at. She's like, what? I'm like, yeah, you know, the crowd you hang around, the lifestyle. I want to kick it. I've been raised with this mystique about that lifestyle, or that it's just terrible, or those people, or this and that. So I kicked it with them. And they're in my opinion, man, some of the most funnest, supporting, and loving people you'll ever hang around. But that was my example and my defining moment of integration, where I stepped outside my box. Because I got partners out of, man, hell no, I'm not going there with you. I went there walking there. How I'm going to look walking out of there? Man, listen, in your heart of heart, if you know you a man and you are right, you going around a different environment. That simple. So that was one of the examples for me, because I was raised with this mystique when it comes to people that live a, homosexual lifestyle. Until we actually politicked, and I was like, oh yeah, you a solid dude. You a cool dude. You just, you kick your game different when the lights go off. Now, even going to the race, man, just try, I'm not a go out guy myself, but for my brothers that go out, man, go, in Tampa, it's called the Dallas Bull. I can't speak for every city and state, but man, go to a place that's predominantly not of your culture, and just learn these people, kick it with them, talk to them. Man, the hookah spots, just stepping outside your element and being open. That's the biggest thing. Being open and receptive to different culture and different information. Because you got people who will still go, but they'll just find a corner somewhere and just stare at everybody. They go shake somebody's hand, go hug somebody, go fellowship, things of that nature. So those are like real live examples where I think people can actually get a different perspective. Just like, I believe it's Pride here this week. Man, I'm definitely gonna fall through. Those my fellow humans. I'm not tripping on what they do at night. I'm gonna fall through, and we gonna kick it.